Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cruising Altitude. I, once again, am your captain, Detective Funky. And joining me today, happily joining me today, I was going to say sad, but we're happy, is my co-captains, Captain Pave and
Hello.
Captain Wiz.
Hi.
It's been a minute since we've been flying. You know, the heat's been getting to us. The runways are melted. So honestly, I completely forgot to where we were last going. But by the way, we have reached cruising altitude.
You may now,
Making the big noise with your mouth. You know we have a plane here, right?
I know, but I like
our
doing the
sound
ding.
machine is not working today. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Anyway,
just
okay.
leave that
So
on.
we are officially going now. I want to say, before I say how are you guys doing, and we do a small talk. I want to do a callback to the last episode, The Elden Ring, which, by the way, you should
Of
go watch it
course.
if you haven't already. Elden Ring's a good game. I don't know if you ever heard of Elden Ring. It's very, very good. But
It's a very, very obscure game as well. Very obscure.
when we
title.
recorded that, the co-op mod was not out, and we were very harsh on our co-op rating. Now, has the final score changed for you two? Because for me,
If that mod is involved,
if the
like,
mod is involved,
100%, 100%,
no
much
desinking.
better.
No,
So
my
good.
opinion has not changed on the game. It should have had it from day one.
Yeah, well,
We
yeah,
don't-
the game.
we
I
shouldn't
said
have needed
excluding the mod. If the mod's involved, no props to the developers, but mad props to the person that made the mod because they
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was surprised. Like, what? We aren't disconnecting every 5 minutes. What? We can go anywhere we want. What? We could ride our horses. What? Things sync
know,
properly.
right?
What?
One may say
Multiplayer exists.
One may say the developers, that was their oopsie doopsie moment. See that segue? Which is today's
Because I know
topic.
what's happening today.
Is oopsie doopsie moments. We're taking our biggest failures. Some of
Oh,
us.
great.
Adam's biggest failure.
So surprisingly, these two are struggling to find I'd never fail, but
We're perfect.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I have
we're
plenty to choose from. But before we get into that, a lot of stuff's happened since then. I go first. I adopted a cat. I'll show a screenshot right here. Her name is Shelby. Very cute.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yes. Anyway, but how are you guys doing? What have you been since the Elden Ring days? What Elden Ring and now? What's been going on?
I did a bit of traveling.
You know exactly what's been going on.
You were
Oh,
there.
You were there. I hosted you and a few other friends for a total of a month, and my family.
Did you forget your vacation, Funky?
Come on.
The viewers don't know. I'm setting up for the viewers here.
Yeah, well, the viewer is gonna find out one way or another. Okay.
That's right. We all got together, in
Yes.
person,
And we had a good time. We had solo cups. We had D&D, and we had like those tops on with like tuxedos. There's like just the t-shirt tuxedo type things on. We were all fancy. We all had a good time. It was great. We all met
up
each other.
until you were a shapeshifter in the Pathfinder game, not D&D. That's already an oopsie doopsie check right there for you.
There you go. That should be your oopsie doopsie moment.
You
Okay.
transformed in
That's
front of the
okay.
whole city and got arrested.
And then
And
pouted
tested the
about
game.
it 2 days later.
It was something worth pouting about. Okay, I was hurt. Okay.
Oh, God, my decisions have consequences? What? Not in my world. You're too used to you're too used to our other friend. Well, I guess somewhat friend, more of acquaintance now.
You. What did you do?
D&D
We were
stuff.
gone.
Me?
Yeah, what did you do?
I told you I hosted people for a month.
What did
Including
you
you.
do?
For a literal month.
Yes, I
had
stayed
people
over
over
at
my place.
Dave's house for a month because who doesn't love living rent free? Even though I gave you some money for rent.
Oh yeah, you're right. You never gave me anything. You suck.
I did give you money for rent. Shut the fuck up.
80
Collecting
No,
rent
it was
money.
for my surfaces. You know it's true.
What are
I
you gonna
did
use it on?
first.
What are you gonna use it on, huh?
My rent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's anywho.
I didn't pay
So
jack shit.
I know,
Maybe I paid.
yo, fucking here.
It's supposed to be a
Call out.
vacation. I didn't know you were gonna be
Call
collecting.
out to all the people out there. When you go visit a friend's house and they drive your ass everywhere, you pay for the gas. That's just how
Not
it
all
fucking
of it.
works.
It's your car.
You have 2 jobs. I have nothing.
There was also, like,
I didn't
4 of
choose to have
those.
2 jobs. I do it because I got to. Anyway, before we're at each other's throats.
That's another Oopsie Doopsie moment. You should have paid for his fuel.
You shoulda. No one even offered.
I did.
And of course, I never asked because that's just rude. I'm not gonna be like, give me money for fuel. But let's just say I still hired my friends, and I was sorely disappointed.
We should talk about this off camera.
No, we should
off
now.
the pod.
We're changing the topic.
Oh my god, the plane's going. Sorry, everybody, we're going through some turbulence right now. 2 of the captains are currently fighting over the joystick.
That's it.
all the 3 of us are fighting. It seems like
I'm like taking all the packs away from you so you can't jump out of the plane. I'm just like trying to push you out. Get out here! Anyways, all right, oopsie doopsie moments.
Yeah. So,
I have something that we'll call it an oopsie doopsie moment, just on my part, and basically through hindsight, and it's a little bit of a
before we
revenge
do
story
that,
as well.
I need to say something.
Are we sponsored or some shit? Get on with it.
Yeah, well, because only you've done this to me. Remember, I'm the fucking. By the way, my head is bobbing right now. I'm the fucking captain, and I decide who goes first. And we did decide off camera that you would go first, but I still need to say it because you made such a big fucking deal about when I did that. You're like, he was the captain. So Wiz will be going first.
God, talk about
Take it away.
God, it was over a month.
Yes, sir.
Only because you made such a big deal about it. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. I'll go first. God. No. All right.
Oopsie doopsie / revenge stories.
Oopsie doopsie / revenge story number 1 on Captain Adam's part. Captain Wiz. Co-captain Wiz. Sorry. I'm sorry. It'll be 2 weeks.
Sorry, you don't have the power anymore.
I don't have the power for 2 more episodes. Just you wait. So basically, this is like, we'll call it a life experience, right? So it's my first kind of. I need to get back a little bit to my first days of college, where I was studying television, and I was very bushy-tailed. I mean, nothing could stop me. I was a powerhouse. Okay, I was a madman with a camera, and that was the way it was going to be. And I made some like really good friends and stuff. You know how you do when you're like a freshman in college. It's just it's a fun time at by all. And my class was probably the wildest. I don't think, honestly, anytime I see the TV students now, they just all look depressed and like gothic and like, God, who hurt you? And right. Main point of the story is the focus here, and my group of friends here, there's like 5 or 6 of them. And more particularly, one of them being, we'll call her Sarah for the purposes of this video. And basically, we get through the year. It's been rough in areas, but because we were in this group, we all had a good time. We all had a fun little giggle of it, and some of us were getting kind of close with each other. And that, it happens. College romance. It was not like some straight out of High School Musical, but for college.
Aww.
And me and Sarah
we're getting it on.
started going out.
Oh,
we decided to start dating.
Taking off the pants.
Well, this is where my oopsie doopsie moment comes in.
Being with
Right.
her.
So we go on a date. Right. We go on a date. I take her out. We go to TGI Fridays. We get some burgers. And then we go out for a couple of drinks.
Who paid?
Then we got a hotel for the night. I paid because I'm a gentleman.
Did you pay? Did you leave a big tip to impress her?
We don't we
Ooh.
don't tip
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah. He
Mm.
laid his dick on the table. That's how he
Yeah,
pressed her, huh?
and it's just
Oh
like,
my God.
"Yeah,
Right there on the tip
That's
of
oh,
what I call a
TGI
tip.
Fridays.
meat." And basically, we've had a couple of drinks. We didn't have much. It was sort of awkward because it's our first time. She was the kind of socially awkwardy type of the group, but she was really, really
Well,
funny.
anyone's kind of awkward when you lay your dick on the table, I gotta say.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, but that's not the point.
You know what? You know when they say letting it all out on the table, that's not what they meant.
Yeah.
That's not what they meant. Yeah, just laying it all. Sorry, that was funny.
You just
Um,
got it.
and we go back to the hotel, and we both get in, and since we've been awkward all night, and I have never done anything kind of sexual or anything like that before. I was a very good boy up until I turned 18. Um, and basically, we got a room with two beds, and we just went to sleep. Like, we chatted for a little bit. It didn't go anywhere, and then we went to sleep. And I think that was in part like she tried to do something, like we were on the same bed at one point. We had a little chat. We got like, we were caressing each other's heads a little bit. We like kissed just a tiny bit, but I felt
Tongue?
really uncomfortable. No tongue,
Hot.
no tongue. We never got tongue. So
That's what I get
I
that
felt
one.
really uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, well, just that's fine. It's only the first date. We don't need to go wild. She seemed to be okay with that. I was okay with that. We went to sleep, and then it was summer after that. So it was it was a couple of weeks of college left and then summer. And this was the moment that I kind of realized that right, Sarah kind of looks
Bitch.
like a guy. Sarah looks like a guy. Sarah is a guy basically. And that's because she has short hair and quite like her face or facial features because of her hair was kind of she looked quite masculine
Careful
and
now.
acted quite masculine.
Like most women that age, right?
Yeah,
No,
exactly. No, I'm kidding. Um, so I'm
made a
like
lot of
thinking
sense.
to myself the first couple weeks of summer, still texting her and everything, still being like, yeah, we're still going out. We done like a couple of things here and there. We went like a couple of walks, we went out with our friends, but that was all I ever done. And it got to the point where she was like asking me whether I was actually we were in this together or not. This is like a month down the line. And I'm like, right, I need to be honest here. I'm not straight. I'm not bisexual. I like men. I'm gay.
Coming out of the
So
closet.
that's I had to come out. That was my coming out of the closet moment. Was oh shit, I
I've
for this lady because I'm gay
and
because she
I
looks like a
assume
guy.
I assume she was extremely humbled by that, and she was very, very kind about this
Oh
whole
yeah,
transition,
she
right?
was so humble. She was so kind.
Oh, that's nice.
I told
Yeah,
her
that
in confidence. She was like my
she
best
gave you
bud.
a hug, and
She
she's like,
she
"That's
gave me a
fine."
yeah. She like patted me on the back with a knife, right in the spine,
See, women are great.
and then she just like she then like went and we decided we're gonna take a break from each other. We're gonna take a break from the friend group. I get back to the friend group. Nobody wants to talk to me. No, not a single one. And
Oh,
Ah,
that's
no
I
that sucks.
homophobes.
yeah,
Very
there were
cool.
yeah, that's what they God damn it. So she ended up telling all of my friends basically what I said to her and what I assumed happened was okay, listen, I can't go out with you because I've just come to this self realization. I never brought up the fact that she looked masculine in the thing. It was more of a listen, I've made a bit of a mistake here. I've kind of had a weird sort of sexual awakening, or I don't know, like what is it called? Is it when you're gay, your sexuality?
You
Yeah,
can call it
Coming
that.
yeah,
out of
your
the
sexual awakening.
closet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you can
basically
call
it.
it that.
I'm gay,
Awakening.
and
I can
she
just
took
picture.
that like so wrong. She took that so wrong, and she was like, "Oh, you just used me for clout. You used me to get like ahead in the
Use her for
friend group and
clout.
blah blah blah."
What?
Yeah, I used
What?
her for clout.
What the
That's
fuck
what
is she?
she
Like
said.
the
It's
top
like
cheerleader of the school?
you're
What?
you only to like you only
Oh,
went up with me for clout, blah blah blah,
you're
and
so right. Actually,
and
that's
I was
exactly
like,
what I did.
I was just like, yeah, no, that's exactly what I said. I was just like, yeah, Yeah, I did.
I just want to know.
You just played off.
Yeah,
Yep.
like yeah, yeah. No, that's exactly what I did because I thought she knew me better. You know, like I thought like the reason she got with me because it was because I'm a nice guy. People who know me know I'm a nice guy. I don't try to be awful around people, and if I am, it's not intentional. Or if it is intentional, I'll usually apologize. But
Hmm.
she did not know me in the slightest, and she took that so wrong and ended up telling everybody how horrible I was. I was apparently like very abusive, and I was a very,
Wow.
very like
So basically,
horrible,
you
and
left
and,
her
Ew.
and nobody talked
alone
to me.
for her. You left her alone in front of your friends for too long, and she just
Went
lied through her
off.
teeth about you. Said all sorts of crazy shit.
Wiz is not who we say he is. He's horrible.
Wow.
And I got kicked out of every friend chat that I was in for college in that year, and that ruined any potential career I wanted in television or film because the year I came back, I lost touch with everybody. Nobody wanted to be with me. If we were partnered up for something, nobody would talk to me, and I I barely scraped by with a C that year, and then I moved into photography. But my oopsie
How did
doopsie
she
moment in that,
have that much power over you
I guess she
getting like
truly did
her?
have a lot of clout.
Yeah, I mean,
she had a lot
she
of
was
yeah,
you were a
that's
cloud
probably
chaser, I
what it was.
guess.
Like
Not
the more when I
kidding.
look in hindsight, yes, she did. She was like, it was like it's the people I don't associate with nowadays. I think I'm much more comfortable with the people I know now than I did in my first year of college because I'm realizing people in television in the UK were really stuck up and really like self-centered, I suppose.
Wow.
But like at my in my class, like I ended up by the end of the year making like friends with like a couple of other people who I hadn't got the chance to meet in my first year or talk to much because we were always like, you know, that way when you're in a class group, you're like, oh, come on, we should be together, or we should do this, we should do that, and then it's all conspiring against the lecturer. Um, But yeah, my oopsie doopsie moment was I went out with someone before I realized I was gay. I went out with a girl before I realized I was
That's not
gay.
really
Yeah.
your fault, but that
No,
she
yeah,
sounds like
kind
a
of is.
like no offense, but she sounds like a bitch.
But the revenge part of it comes in where she told me while we were dating, and this probably should have been a red flag, was that she always wanted to get with an American guy. And then
Well, we are pretty cool.
they are pretty cool, I would say.
Exotic.
Like Americans are very exotic, but then
Yeah.
again, like we're very exotic in America, so it's like a weird half and half situation. So in an unintentional like spiral of revenge, I ended up going out with an American guy. So
There's the revenge story.
that's the
It's all
revenge
It's
coming
part.
only
out.
It all came right.
revenge.
Right,
It's
only
it's
happens.
only revenge if you like show her that if you
Yeah.
told her
Yeah, I
to.
mean, I never did. I never told her. But, like, I
It's
know
not
in
too
my
late
mind that I'm not gonna tell her that. Why would I do that? I don't wanna tell
because
her
you're
that.
a
That's
nice guy, that's why.
I am a nice guy. Yeah,
Wow.
moral of the story, I am a nice guy. And also she recently I think she, like, transitioned as well, so she is a male now.
So
Oh,
she
yeah, that's right.
he they are trying they're still trying to figure out themselves just like you were at the time. So
You
they
know what
they
you
couldn't
should
get that mad
do?
at you about that.
You should
What should I do?
ruin their lives because they changed themselves.
Oh my god. It's like, "You? You have a penis?"
Yeah, they had
No.
no right at the time to call you out, say like, "Oh, you're gay." What? Then
I
when
mean,
they're she'll figure out who they are themselves are.
it's water under the bridge as far as I'm aware. I'm never gonna talk to them again as if I can help it, so
That's good.
we'll see what happens. But that's my story.
That's that.
It's a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. I'm sorry.
You
But
are
we can
perfectly fine.
mm.
Pave, what is your oopsie doopsie story?
I have two, and they're not that good.
Yeah.
So
Now,
fair
mind
point.
you, we
Not
were
that good for
we were
you, or not
you
that
were
good for them?
struggling to fight. You're like, oh, I'm so perfect. I never mess
I'm
up.
basically a
You had to
perfect
dig
person.
deep for these
I
stories.
did. I did. I
Oh,
really had to
jeez.
dig deep, deep
Jesus,
down in the memory locker.
it is
You know
so.
why? It's because I don't let these moments ruin my life. I don't remember them. There you go. So if
I mean,
anything,
Wow, a little
just
flex.
big
Okay.
a little
well,
flex.
flex,
Yeah, I
yeah,
literally flexed.
Mr.
Actually,
Perfect
I'm more
over here.
stretched. And I said it. And I flexed.
You got the higher
Yeah.
mark than me in pilot
Why don't
school.
you
I'm
tell the
never
audience how
forgiven
tall
for
you
it.
are while you're at it?
Oh my god, why is that a thing you need to point out?
Now that's a flex. Now, how about you tell the audience how tall you are?
Apparently now.
5'4".
No. Oh, what? 5'4"?
No, no.
5'3".
You salt water. The longest time. This is a whole story in itself, but I'll tell it later. But yeah, I thought I was 5'7", but where we all saw each other like a month ago, and I'm not. I am 5'9", which is the average height of an American male. So, right?
Yeah,
That's
I'd say
normal,
so.
guys, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you thinking
yeah.
you're 5'9" is not
Okay,
really normal. Anyways,
go ahead.
Bad. Fine.
so I guess this is more of an oopsie doopsie moment if anybody out there has been in the military before. Anyways, so I
Oh,
got
no.
two, I guess. I'll do like the smaller one first, and then the really big one because that's really you really shouldn't do that in the military. So cut to like my final year being enlisted. So I'm not an officer. And it's a long day. I worked in the armory. If it was anybody that was like infantry or anybody like that, they know how long we're basically gremlins of the Marine Corps. We are in
Oh my
there
goodness.
all the time in our little cave, hoarding all the cleaning stuff from them, apparently. And so we get up at like, 3:30, 4 in the morning, run, and then I immediately open up. Or I just open up at 4 in the morning by myself. And then I don't go home until like 7 or 8 at night. So it's a long day. And I actually got off a little bit early that day, and I'm taking the keys home because you need to, bring the keys home from the armory because it's an armory, it has a lot of locks and stuff, and with an armed guard, armed escort. And I walk by in front of the battalion building, which is where like the battalion commander, the first sergeant, all that stuff, or sergeant major, or whoever is I think he was a master sergeant, but doesn't matter. And I walk by this dude in like civilian clothing. So I don't know who the hell he is because I'm a fucking armory guy. So all I do all day, every day is I sit in my little cave and I work on your
Yeah.
weapons and
Uh-oh.
optics. Right?
You just deal with all that
I
in the
walk right
darkness.
by. He
The
says
armory
hello.
troll.
He says
Oh my
hello.
god.
And yeah, basically. He says hello and I say hello back.
And you
Right?
you hissed at him.
No, I walked right by. He
Oh.
tells me to stop. I'm like, okay. I turn around. It turns out he was this was new. He just came. Like he was maybe like a week or two there, whatever. Or maybe a little longer, but I never was at the formations. He was the new battalion commander, and I did not salute him.
Oh no.
You didn't salute him, and
I
that's like
didn't salute him.
that's a big deal, right?
Yeah,
I
that is a
mean,
big deal.
yeah, not a big deal. You're supposed to salute officers, but you really need to salute your battalion commander. That's the person in charge of the entire battalion.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Okay.
people, and I was an infantry battalion, no less. So lot more strict, I guess, in some ways.
So what did he
A lot
say?
more bullshit. So he's just like, you know, it's like, hey, the Marine, you know who I am? I'm just like, it's like, no, not really, sir, because you just call people sir if they're in the uniform. She's like, yeah, and he like walks up to me, he like shakes my hand. He's like, yeah, I'm the battalion commander, and I was like, oh fuck,
Oh man.
He's like, oh fuck.
No.
ah fuck,
Well,
and he's like, hey,
at least you're being respectful when he says like, "Do you know who I am?" Then you're like, "Oh crap, I might be in trouble."
yeah, I
Mm.
honestly had no idea, and I told him I was like, I'm sorry, sir, I had no idea that you were the battalion commander. I'm in the armory and all that stuff. I'm there all day, every day. And he's just like, that's fine, Marine, it's fine. And he leaves. And the next day,
Oh no.
yeah, I get
Oh
called into
no.
his office.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
You
say you did it
do,
again.
oh, thank God, no. You do not want to get called into the battalion commander's office ever, because that's like
Oh
really
no.
bad. But there's a positive to the story, thankfully. I go up there and stuff. I'm at fucking parade rest and all that, and there's like really high ranking people all around, and of course, battalion commander sitting at his fucking desk. And I do the whole like knock on the door, and I say, like corporal reporting his duty, sir, and all that, whatever, and all that noise. And he sits me down. He realizes that I'm getting out of the Marine Corps. He just, but this is the good news. He really just wanted to talk to me about how I'm going to my school, Texas A&M, and he actually used to go to that school, so he was going to write me
Oh,
a recommendation
really?
letter. So basically, I was sweating my
Wow.
asshole off, and he did talk
What?
about a few other things about that being you should be before that you need to salute officers and all that shit, and I was just like, and I said the same thing I said last night, except this time in front of all the very high ranking enlisted personnel who are these old bald or gray haired dudes that are all gruff, and it's like and
So
really.
it's not
They've been
just a
there a while, you know?
one-on-one. It's like you and a group
Oh
of
yeah, it's
like
never
Yeah,
high
it's
up
you.
people.
It's a gangbang
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It's never a one-on-one with if the battalion commander's involved, then everyone's involved. You know what I mean? That's why you
It's
never
like
want
you're
to get
standing up
like
in front of
never.
court or something.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
so
Making
did they
trial
like
for
sit
murder.
there and watch? Did they like sit there and watch as the battalion
yeah.
commander wrote your recommendation letter for Texas A&M?
Well, he didn't write it there then, but he did eventually give me
Oh,
one.
right.
But he
That's
said he was going to
awesome.
do
Wow,
that,
that's
and
really good
but
though.
that wasn't. And I was like, he did talk about like saluting all that, and I told everything, and then I got moved over to the sergeant major of the battalion. Or the master sergeant battalion. I forgot which one it was, which one he was at the time. He might have been. No, he's not a gunny. He wasn't a master guns. But regardless, I got sent over there, and that's when you really need to sweat too, because the enlisted guys, they're the actual gruffy old dudes that are like assholes.
Oh
But thankfully,
no.
he told me about it, and he was just like, he's like, I 100% understand what happened. Don't worry about it, but make sure you're a little more careful next time. And I was like, oh my god, that could have turned out really bad. You know what I
That would
mean?
have been like, oh
That'd been
no,
really
that
bad.
could have been just like you're sitting in that you're gonna clean my office every day for the next 2 years. Even if you're not here for 2 years, you
No,
better come in and clean.
No, they could fucking NJP my ass, put me in fucking. They can get me out of the Marine Corps. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
that's no joke. Yeah, you don't ever want to be. You don't understand. The battalion commander is like the boss of the boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
He's
Usually
the
could
top dog.
call in someone if you did something
really
really
Oh
bad.
wrong, really
Like
goodness.
yeah,
bad.
I was standing in the place of people that like are going to get NJP'd and like remove rank or kicked out or something like that. You know what I mean?
What's NJP?
Mm.
Non-judicial punishment, which is what I was talking to someone about the courtroom in terms of there was like this one scene and there was like there was a whole like court filled with
Yeah, the
like judicial
jury. It was
yeah the
me.
jury yeah
Yeah,
non-judicial punishment is what the military gets and it literally is in the name. There is no you don't have rights. You don't there is
you
no
don't have a
jury there.
jury.
It's
It's
one
just
dude
that.
and he tells you you're fucked and
Yeah.
then you get fucked. So
Damn,
that's
dude.
why I was like rolling my eyes the whole thing because like that's not real. But yeah, so that's my one oopsie doopsie moment that was like that actually turned out not that bad, but was absolutely horrifying. The next one is actually a
That's
very
like a
bad
big
thing.
one though.
And I could have gotten in a lot of trouble if thankfully, and I did, but not thankfully with like anybody higher than the small circle that I was a part of. So
Okay.
I don't know if I should like reveal the beginning, but so we were getting ready for Afghanistan and we were in California doing our like desert like hot weather training for their like 2 and 3 months or something.
Okay.
And midway through, the thing with it is, you're kind of like pretending or role playing that you're in the environment of Afghanistan, right? So it's kind of get you ready for this whole like mindset, right? So everywhere you go, when you're out in the field, there's one thing that you always have with you, no matter where the fuck you go. One thing that's always to remain by your side, and that's your weapon, right?
Hmm.
So you can probably kind of start to see where this is going.
Oh no.
I've M4, I was like carrying around like everyone does, and I'm told to like clean out this like large. We got some like stuff from the mess hall or whatever. Like they gave it to us because we're the armory, and all we do all day is sit there and stand guard. And they were being kind, and they brought like a big tea thing or whatever. I don't know. It was like this huge barrel of tea. We had to clean it out because it was all gone. And so they sent me over to the shower to like clean it out because too big of a thing to do with a sink. And I go over there and I bring
Mhm.
my weapon, of course. And so another thing because armory, one thing you don't do is you don't try to put your weapon in water because like
Yeah.
that's fucking
They could
dumb.
like
Not a
waterlog
good
it,
thing.
jam it, sort of
So
stuff.
so I put my weapon and I put it to the side, away from the water. So it was behind me, and I started cleaning the barrel. I eventually finish it. I'm like, all right, good work. I turn around and my rifle's gone. I'm like, oh, like you
Someone's
don't
trolling
realize,
you.
like no joke, this is an NJP. Like this can get me actually like NJP'd. Like
Yeah,
you don't
missing
lose
weapon.
gear.
Yeah,
Like
it's like,
this is
oops,
the whole
where am I go?
battalion. This is like the whole battalion combing the desert to find one rifle sort of situation. You don't lose weapons unless
Yeah,
you're in like a huge
that's
like
right. It
deep
is,
of trouble.
that is a whoopsie doopsie.
Oh
Someone was
god.
trolling you, probably, huh?
Yeah, oh, it was actually because I go back. I'm like, obviously, I'm fucked. That was probably the longest walk back I've ever had in my life. And it turns out that my staff sergeant, so the highest person in our armory, I guess was behind me. I don't think he was like trying to find out, but he was probably going to the bathroom. And he grabbed me, he saw my rifle and he grabbed it and took it back. And oh, that was
Oh,
so I go back there and he is pissed. And then of course my corporal, because I wasn't a corporal at the time, he was pissed.
Wait.
And
So, like, where was it? Did you just, like, did you actually
he brought
misplace
it with
it,
him, but
or did someone
no,
troll it with
no,
you?
no. Yeah, my staff sergeant was behind me in the bathroom because that's where the showers are. And he walked up, saw my rifle, he took it and left and went back to the armory with it because he wanted
Oh,
to
because he
teach you a
thought you
lesson.
he thought you left or something.
No, it's not that. You're always
Oh,
supposed to
he's
have
gonna
it by your side.
you
So
got
like
you
that could have
gotta
been an
bring it with you
enemy.
especially
in the
especially
shitter.
Yeah. So I mean, it was in the shitter with me. It just wasn't in the water. It was behind me, so I wasn't seeing it. But it was the lesson was, and I understand the
Gonna
lesson is
teach
like
you a
someone could have taken
lesson.
the weapon and shot me in the back. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that. It's important. So I mean, it's not like I they weren't warranted, but man, that sucked ass. So basically, there's this like Marine Corps. You've all heard it, right? Fucking, this is my rifle, this is my gun,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Well, there's one like that, and it turns out there's only like one bit portion that everybody like. This is my rifle. There are many like it. This one is mine, right?
Mhm.
That's the saying, and people say that, they do like the first part and that's it. Uh, well, as a punishment, I was supposed to write, I think 20 or 25 iterations of that entire thing. And what they didn't realize that I spent 2 fucking days doing as a punishment, because honestly, the punishment could have been me getting kicked out of the Marine Corps or losing rank. So I mean, it was a pretty nice punishment in my
yeah.
opinion. Uh, Turns out when I looked it up, it was like it's like a 40 line fucking thing. So I spent like 2 whole days filling up half a notebook of this fucking, yeah, it was horrible. And I showed it to my corporal, and because it was like a good 30 or 40 minutes of them like screaming at me.
Damn, dude.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah, it's
nasty.
intense. It's intense, man. Um, and then I gave it to him, and because you let bygones be bygones or whatever. He looked at it and he was like, "Oh fuck, dude, I did not realize it was this long." I was like, "Fuck
Oh
you!" I
wow.
was pissed.
Really?
I was pissed. I was
It's
like, "You
like
didn't
he
even
didn't
look it up?"
even know? Really?
Yeah. By the end of it, dude. By the end of it, I knew the whole thing. Now I don't really, but man, that
Wow.
pissed me off. But it was, it's weird because I understand. Because like I would have probably done it. I would have probably made them do the same kind of thing. That was pretty creative to make me do that. Because the alternative could have been a lot worse.
Right.
Oh
If
yeah.
anybody higher than my staff sergeant came in and grabbed that rifle, oh my god, I would have been fucked. So
You would have
fucked.
been out.
So that's definitely my big
There's a
oopsie doopsie moment.
small little oopsie doopsie leads to major consequences.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
lose your
Scary, dude.
weapon.
Don't
So
lose
like
your
what were they
weapon.
expecting you to
Don't lose it.
do with your weapon?
Just don't lose equipment. You always keep you have a sling. You're always on it's always next to you.
Right.
Always on your person. You know what I mean? Unless you have it locked up. That's the rule here, you know.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
a little lesson to you guys, I guess. You don't lose your equipment ever. Like you don't lose your night vision, you don't lose anything. But a rifle is the worst thing to lose. So,
Yeah, damn. I
Yeah,
didn't realize it was that, intense.
yeah, it's
You know?
intense there. It's an
You gotta
yeah,
make
intense
sure you
it's
do
an
sounds
the
like
intense
it.
small
experience.
things. The small things matter, like saluting and keeping track
Oh
of your
yeah.
stuff.
The saluting, like I said, that's more the bullshit, formality
Yeah,
stuff. But
yeah.
you definitely don't want to lose your weapon, And that's my yeah. Honestly, now explain that story more. Yeah, that definitely was a bigger oopsie doopsie moment in my life. So
Even someone as great as you can
yeah.
fuck
So
up.
next,
Yeah.
so here you go. If you're
Uh,
going to the Marine Corps and you're told to wash something, take the rifle in with you and let it rust.
There you go.
So
And get
there
get
you go.
get in trouble for that then.
Yeah, exactly. You're fucked no matter what. So
All right. Now,
That is
It's
crazy.
it's the captain's oopsie doopsie moment.
Oh shit.
Now, the whole idea of the cruising altitude podcast when we made this, I had this story in the bank. I wanted to say I wanted to push this like earlier topics where I could fit this story in because I'm like this is such a fucking wild story. And now here we are. But I'm going to say it. So my oopsie doopsie moment um ended up getting me fired from an internship. Spoiler.
Oh boy.
So rewind 2018. Here we are. But it's in a pretty dull place. I'm in a factory job. I'm losing my mind. There's all these old people that have been there for just decades and they say they love it there, but they're all zombies. And I'm like,
That's the
I
worst.
gotta get out of here.
That's the worst. Seeing your future, like right in front of you.
It was horrible. The pay was good only because you worked 55 hours a week in
Yeah,
one
right.
job.
That is
I got
nothing.
lucky. I um I was working with my school for quite a bit of time to try to get a some sort of internship for me going. I went to school a couple years prior to that. I finally landed this video internship. I went to video school, like videography. So it's this dance studio, and for namesake, I'm going to call it Johnson Mark Studios. It's not called Johnson Mark
Okay.
Studios, but that's what I'm going to call it. And just in case I refer to its actual name, I'm going to be bleeping the name because I'm probably going to say this
Oh my
actual name.
God.
So Johnson Mark Studios, I get in there. It's a dance studio, but they film their dances. They make music videos. They do like tutorial dances and shit like that. All sorts of stuff. It's a very small place in it was 40 minutes away from where I lived at the time, which is mommy and daddy's house in the basement. So 40 minutes away. It's
Yep.
not a direct way to get there because the freeway went up to the left or to left and up. There wasn't a direct line. It was like diagonal. It was like 40 minutes away. Anyway, so I got there. You know, I did this for almost a year, right? And it was good. It was pretty good. The odds of me getting there. Okay, I got in there. There was two interviews. There was like the marketing interview and then like the videographer interview. I got in. There was so many people trying to interview for the video internship that they had like a few people bleed over for the marketing video the marketing video day. So there was like they interviewed like 50 people in one day, all videography. No one's going to remember that, but the next day, 2 3 people, and I was one of them. So of course they make it more, it's more memorable, and they're not competing against people that are marketing. So it's like I'm not even in the same field. So I'm the one that got in. I was like me. I think there was a total of like eight interns probably total. Anyway, it was going pretty good. A couple of days, pretty slow days, pretty bad days, pretty good days, whatever. The um the person responsible for handling the interns, woo, was she a Karen? And her name was close to
Oh boy.
Karen, so I'm just gonna call her Karen. She
Okay.
despised me. She would always like uh any input I would have on like during like meetings or whatever to add something, she would say,
Uh,
"That's not a good idea. What are
did,
you
did, you-
talking
did,
about?"
did she make sure to remind you that you're an intern all the time? You're just
She
an
did.
intern.
She did.
Of
And she
course.
liked the other interns.
Oh, that's so
Her and the other
bad.
interns would go out to like out to eat, and I would
Well,
sit there, just
was there other any? Was there any other guy interns? Like, why did
there
she
was
not like you?
there was a few other guy, but for some reason she did not like me. We didn't click.
It's because you were too good looking. She was jealous.
Yeah. You were
Yeah,
just like
she
you were
must
too
she
good
must
at it,
be
and she was like, "This is talent.
must
This is
be.
talent. We got to keep him here."
Yeah.
One of the things she said to me as an example, um, she said, "So, how many different types of shots do you know? Like in video, there's different shots. There's a medium shot, close up,
Mhm.
zoomed in, zoomed out, panning, left, right, tilting. I started listing them, and I'm like, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I know there's a lot more, but I that's the name off the top of my head. She likes to bamboozle me like this, and she goes, yeah, there is a lot more, and then she walks away.
Hell,
As being the whole point of an internship is to
to
learn
learn.
to help
Yeah.
the company so they can make more money. But there's bad internships where they use you for free labor, and I was
Yeah,
beginning to think that this is a free labor use, right? So
unless you like,
what?
unless she liked you, right?
Unless she liked it, which she did not. I had no.
Yeah.
There's the owner, which is Johnson. I have to correct myself. I don't want to say her actual name. Johnson. She was fine. It's the Karen that did not like me at all. Fucking hate her.
Man.
Anyway, so fast forwarding to it was in, I forgot but like time of the year, but I think it was like in the summer of like 2018. Um, so they needed volunteers. This is something big, all right? So the background dancers of Justin Timberlake were hosting this dance event, and we were hosting their dance event. So they were teaching students of all ages how to like do their dance move, like actual Justin Timberlake. Everyone knows who he is. His background
Mhm.
dancers, I don't know their names, I forgot their names, but like this is like the real deal. I practically making like meeting celebrities.
No.
uh
Damn.
Dancing
well,
celebrities.
yeah, so this is a big thing. Their dance studio was too small, so we needed to rent out this bigger space. um and we were shooting on a Saturday. So um I was only there for 3 days, not on Saturdays, and they needed volunteers. So this is the big day where it all happened. So um
These
I
volunteers.
go, sure, yeah, I can help out, volunteer. So already, hold on a minute, my phone's blowing up. I'm gonna edit this out.
Hell, what? Who is it? Come fuck off.
It's the
Yeah, we're busy.
the film people. I muted it for an hour. I'm muted it for an
Oh,
hour.
right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
The important film people.
so this is a big event going on Saturday, and there was a bunch of us that are going to go. Some of the marketing people either came in to help film, because not all the film people, the film interns, were available. I made myself available because I'm a team player. All right.
You believe in teamwork.
And okay, so they love their 4K footage, and she had
Oh,
Karen had her camera, they have a couple cameras, that they're 4K cameras, and I had brought in my own camera, which is not 4K, but you can do a lot of cool features, just as much as like a really expensive camera can.
yeah.
And she was just shit on my camera. No, we're not using that camera. We're only using my camera. We'll use your tripod, I guess, but we'll use our cameras.
Oh my
And I'm like,
god.
that's fine. That's fine. Just tell me where to go. So we get to the place, and they're getting ready. The background dancers are there, and we're getting ready. I was purposely told, this is important. I was purposely told, don't bother eating because there's going to be pizza, piping hot, warming Jets pizza when you arrive.
Did she
Good.
tell
The,
you?
the expensive guy. Yeah. Karen told us.
Don't
Yeah.
believe her.
So we
Exactly.
get
That's
we.
the
She's
worst.
probably rubbing her hands like maniacally before she told you that.
I was
They're just like,
gullible. I don't. I was
he's gonna
gullible.
fuck up, and that can
I
fire
I
him.
get there, and the pizza's a little late. It's not here yet. So we're getting set up. I'm getting hungry. And let's be honest, it don't matter what you do as for a living. If you're hungry, you're not in a good mood. If you're
Yeah,
starving, you're kind of pissy. All right.
a
So,
little bit.
and I'm like, okay, so where do you want me to set up? There was there's the stage. This whole building, it's like a warehouse that's like, uh, gimmicked up with all these fancy like gadgets and knickknacks things that make it look like it's like a really fancy music studio. It was kind of odd. Like they had like their stage and then an open floor plan that led into a kitchen. Like right, it was a weird layout. And they had this loft area that was like this like gaming area or something like that. And then it had like an overview of the stage. And she's like, "You go up there, you're gonna get the overview shots," which is fine. We do need overview shots. I was kind of tucked away up in the loft area, which is fine, right? So I got my camera all set up and everything. Like their camera, the precious 4K camera, and I know how to work a camera, right? So I got it all focused up, proper zoom and everything, and um um well, what was it? The people started coming in, and the pizza's still not here. I'm fucking starving, right?
Oh my god.
And no, what was it? I think that the pizza came in, but I was making sure my shit was good, right? I'm still setting up stuff. I'm helping. I got my camera set up. I'm setting up other lights and stuff like that. The pizza came in, and I'm gonna grab a slice after I'm done setting this up because once again, I'm a team player. I'm helping set up, and all of a sudden I'm done. I'm gonna go get the pizza. And it's like, no, we gotta, because if you're working in the film, you have to be ready on the fly immediately as soon as you're called.
Yeah.
And it happened right there. Like I was going to get my pizza. Boom. No, we gotta go.
Oh,
The dancers are ready. We're going. The music
That's
it starts bumping. I'm like,
nasty.
fuck! I
Right.
want pizza, god damn it!
I
I'm
want pizza!
starving. I can see it. The pizza's right there. I'm hungry. Which is no big deal. I can
Were
still
you like the
manage.
only one that didn't get to eat?
I felt like I was the only one that didn't get to eat. I seriously, no
Oh,
joke.
she fucking planned that
She's
shit.
so
That's
no.
I think so.
No, it's all her fault. It's all
So
her fault. It's Karen's fault.
so the um the event is going fine. They're dancing, the music's playing, they're teaching. There's like probably like 60, 70 people, from kids, adults, all dancing. I'm getting good shots. There's people up there with me, and we're going. And her precious cameras, let me tell you, her camera may be nice, but her batteries, and when you have an old, this is how unprofessional she is. If you have an old battery, and I know from experience, my old batteries, they drain the shit quick.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
her,
the
her,
additional
her
one.
precious 4K camera drains the batteries quick. I'm like, oh my god, I got like less than 5 minutes with these batteries. It says it's on full. I checked. I had the camera station up, and I'm like recording. I see the bar going, just
You're like
dropping to zero. I'm like, what the fuck?
you're like doing like tactical reloads with the camera, like
I
the battery's like
basically,
reloading.
I like tech reload. I had a couple of spare batteries, and I had the in between like songs, I had to run over and like plug the camera in and charge it up and everything. And I'm like, this isn't work. I could not keep up. I had a couple spare batteries, but they're all dying. So I'm like, this is bad. So I brought my own gear in and my own camera, which was put away because it's not 4K, right? But I have this
Uh-oh.
portable charger, okay, so that can charge batteries. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna have to use this portable charger to have one charging and then be filming so I can swap it out really quick because all of her precious batteries are dying. So, but there's I'm looking around for plugs. There's this like
What?
like those like bladeless fans. This is all like those crazy knickknack stuff.
Yeah, yeah, with
She
that
had
like
a fancy, fancy blade fan that's like sitting there. I'm like, "Pff, unplug,
yeah.
plug my charger in. No one's. It's a fan. No one cares. And I plug
Yeah.
my portable charger thing, and it's actually working. I can swap out faster, and the event's still going on. It's about halfway done, but then they reach some. I finally finally get a break to get some pizza because they ran into some technical difficulties. The music was like not working. They stopped working after a while. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run down and get some pizza real quick. So I got some pizza, which I'm finally fed, nice and good. The owner of the building's like freaking out. I'm like up there in my loft area. Look at this guy, all this fancy shit, and his music's not working. right? It's down for
Right.
about like 20, no, like 15, 20 minutes, right? And then next thing you know, the owner and then my boss, which is Johnson, and then Karen are running upstairs, and they run next to the fan. Well, let me tell you, it's not a fan. That was the router. I unplugged the
What?
router and stopped the music for the entire event.
Oh
And they're
no!
like, "Who unplugged this?" I'm like, "I'm eating pizza." Yeah, that was me. We don't need a breeze in here.
Oh my god.
And then they're like, look at me. That was the router. And I started choking on the pepperoni. Like, what?
Like, oh my god.
What? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was a fan.
It looks like a fan.
And the Karen, she glared at me. And I said I had to find a plug because these stupid batteries. I looked right at her face. These stupid batteries aren't holding a charge. And she didn't say anything. She just looked right at me. And then they plug it back in. 5 minutes later, the music's back and running. So all in all, the people are down there. They're sweating. They need a break, right? They needed a water break. But
Right.
apparently, that was the biggest tragedy of all time. The next day, they pulled me. The next day, I knew
Oh
something was up
no!
because Karen was like, we're doing a reset and everything. You need to delete all your footage, everything you worked on, delete it because we're starting
Whoa!
fresh. And then she was like really adamant about it, like you need to delete all this stuff. I'm like, this bitch. I'm like, I'm not fucking deleting shit. I'm backing it up on my on my external hard drive. I backed it up.
What?
I backed up my hard drive. I deleted it on off my computer. And she's like, okay, show me your folder. Show me that it's empty. I'm like, there you go. It's empty. I got
Whoa!
nothing. But look, I had all the footage that I worked on, my personal stuff that I worked on in my back pocket. At the end of the day, they pulled me in. Matt, um, you know the thing you pulled up, and mind you, if I never would have volunteered, this wouldn't have happened, right?
I
And
know.
and and and, and, 'cause what do you expect? I'm an unpaid intern. I'm fucking starving.
Unpaid.
No
Which
Yeah.
pizza.
by the way is illegal. You're actually supposed to be
Yeah.
paid. It's illegal to have unpaid internships.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm an unpaid intern. I helped, like, not all the I helped with not just during the event, but like throughout the whole thing. Like, yeah, I admit I fucked up. I a big time fuck up. But like
Yeah.
all the stuff and the amount of stuff I've helped out with, like even we were having downtime during the winter. I shoveled the walk. I got food for people. I wasn't just doing like video stuff because not all the time we were filming the whole thing, but they're like the what happened last night during the Justin Timberlake dancer event. We can't have that again. We're gonna have to let you go. They fired me because of that. And I
Wow.
said
But
I
they
said I
fired you
said
because you're just some plug filler? Is that what it is? It's like,
yeah.
he's got to pull another
And
plug,
then
I
and
swear.
then
Come on.
and then I was like trying to reason with them, and then Karen said, "Oh, also, all she said
I bet she was
all
so
the
happy
footage."
about
She said
this.
all the footage that you recorded was out of focus. And I said, "Bullshit.
Huh?
Show me the footage. Show me the And then they said, "No, it was out of focus." I know how to work a camera. That shit was not out of focus. And to this day, they never show me the footage, and I still call them bullshit.
But you have the
I wonder
footage.
if that's even like a probable cause for firing someone.
Yeah,
I won't lie.
No.
I have a because were the cameras rolling when they were having this whole altercation going, and is that what they told you to delete all your shit because they didn't want you having
no,
any
no,
more
no. This
evidence?
was the next day. This is the next
No,
day.
I know, but I'm talking
There's an
about
altercation there with the
yeah,
fan.
there. That's what I originally thought they were doing. Like you had the cameras rolling while all this was going on, and they wanted you to delete that shit so you didn't have any sort of evidence against them. To say that this isn't fair for you to fire me just because I unplugged something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
I probably did record. I still have all the footage. Not the
That's
footage from her camera. I have the
I
fo-
want to see it.
I have the stuff that I worked on. So no, I don't have the stuff from that day. I have the stuff from that I worked on, like during all the previous stuff. So
I want to see this stuff. I want to see Karen.
I
Can you see her
I
at
I
some
will
point?
I'll show you guys after this.
Uh,
But anyway, so This is the sad moment. I was,
upset, right?
I was in tears. I was literally driving
Oh,
home because this is like
oh
my
no.
whole thing. Like I was, you know, I might actually start tearing now. This was my moment. Like I was like
Yeah.
after this, it was like, damn, it's a whole nother perspective about trying to get, like a video job or anything like that. Like it really didn't help my self-esteem. Let's say that.
Right.
I was devastated. So the next day after that, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck these bitches. Google 1-star review. 1 star.
Wow.
No
Yeah,
comment, one
okay.
star. The
And
next
that is sorry, go on.
the next day, Johnson, which is a girl, but I just come up with a better name. Johnson calls me back. She calls me and she is sobbing in tears. You,
What?
you, we did all this for you, but you left us a 1-star review on Google.
How did she
I'm like,
know?
what? Well, because I exactly that's what I thought too, but apparently it showed my name on there.
Oh.
Apparently, I had it when I had like my username, but it showed my real name, and I'm like, well, it's not you, Johnson, which is not her name, obviously. It was your buddy who handles the interns. It's her. I had problems with her, and she was like, in a way I felt bad for her, right, but not for Karen. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, she said like the way you left, you felt like it was unfair. I'm like, yeah, I felt it was unfair. I felt my 1-star review was fucking justified. I was
Yeah,
I
that's
was
unfair, dude.
pissed,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. And then you know what? All in all, maybe it was a sign from God because it was not meant to be. Because about 1 year after that, COVID. And let me tell you what's not essential: a dance studio. Probably a gym is more
Oh, yeah.
essential than a dance studio. So I would have lost my job regardless. And I just
You would have
recently
just
looked
been hooked.
up before we started recording their YouTube channel. Apparently they're still posting videos, so they still managed to make it. They managed out of COVID. However, Karen, I just want to point out, Karen, if you're watching, hello. Yeah, by the way, your most recent video you posted 480p. What the fuck is that? My camera does better than 480p. What happened to your fucking
How is
4K,
like,
Karen?
no joke, like, when they originally, like, were out, they get, like, thousands and thousands of views. Now they're getting, like, 20 people that watch your video. Like, what happened? And you can even see in
What
their
happened was
thumbnails that
because
their
I
quality
left.
just fell apart. Yeah, honestly.
And let me tell you something. Before I wanted to do a New Year's resolution episode, back in January, and
Been nice.
I was going to tell this story in the New Year's resolution because my New Year's resolution would be to surpass them in subscribers. Not this channel, but my other channel, which is Detective Funky slash YouTube. Go check it out. It's a great channel
Flash YouTube, what?
slash
Yeah,
YouTube.
You have the
YouTube slash
website?
Detective
Detective,
Funky.
go on YouTube. Scratch that. Edit out. Go on YouTube. Detective Funky. Watch
I
my
own YouTube.
videos.
Go to my
Oh my god,
website to access my
one up
YouTube.
them
Go to
entirely.
my
Just
personal
buy
set.
YouTube.
My personal website, youtube.com. No,
Perfect.
but yeah,
Link in the description.
so yes, I did fuck up, but I felt like I brought to the table more things, and I did that footage was not out of focus. I'm still denied to this day. And afterwards, I'm going to I don't want to like I know there's like hardly anyone watching, but I don't want to send anyone any hate. That's why I'm using these different names. But yeah.
Apart from Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Well, her
If we
name
never
wasn't
name her
actually
Karen,
Karen.
she gets 1 star.
Her name is not Karen. Actually, it sounds very similar. I'll tell you guys after this. But
It's
anyway,
Karan. She's one of those types of people.
No, they can't say that. That's a holy book.
so yeah. With that being said, we are exactly an hour. We're 15 seconds shy of being recording for an hour, and we had some pretty good oopsie doopsie moments. And now
I
we are.
agree.
I don't know where were we even flying from, and where are
Now,
we flying to? Any closing statements from
All right,
everybody?
where are we flying to now? Honestly, we're just flying.
We're
We're
just
wasting
flying.
fuel.
We're going. I guess
We're
we'll go
cruising.
back
We're
to Europe.
enabling.
We're
Yeah, we're
cruising.
just cruising right now. Now, do tell us, who do you think had the best Oopsie Doopsie moment? And make sure to subscribe.
There we go.
Leave your
There you go.
leave your best Oopsie Doopsie moment in the comments below.
And we won't ever read them.
I'm trying to think
Oh, Funky will.
if I miss. Oh yeah,
He
I'll
will.
read them. I read those like I check every day.
Allegedly.
I
Please leave him a comment. He really needs them.
it would
He just
make
needs
my
something
day.
in life.
It would make my
It's
fucking
crack.
day, please.
Crack.
But yeah,
Crack for the
I'm trying to
Funky
think
Man.
if anything I missed out there. I might have missed one or two moments, but oh, and okay, one more thing to top it all off. They obviously every place has a bathroom. They want me to clean the bathrooms. They have no gloves. They have no
Oh my
gloves to clean the
goodness.
bathroom.
They
What?
were
What are you doing?
preparing you.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I need gloves.
think-
I need rubber gloves or something like that to
Yeah, I
to
know. That's
clean the bathroom.
disgusting, dude. I wouldn't fucking touch that
And
shit.
I said, what are you use my
Literally.
bare hands? And then they looked at me like I'm an idiot. I'm like,
Yeah, because you're
give me some
scum.
gloves.
You're just an intern. You're
Go-
scum. You're
Go
their
lick
slave.
the toilet seat clean, you asshole.
And then fucking
Fuck that
fucking
bitch, dude.
Karen comes out. He's like, I just shit in it too.
Yeah.
I bet she was so
God.
happy when she got you to get fired.
She was. She was.
She probably
happy.
spent like the entire. That's why they didn't fire you there and then, because she had to go there and like convince them for like a day and a half, and just to shut her up.
Before,
Just to
yeah.
shut her up, they fired you. That's why she came to you
Oh
and
my
started
God.
crying because she was
Yeah,
so
but
upset.
He ruined it. All of it. He is the
She
one.
actually went to her video editing software and like blurred out your videos. Dude, honestly,
my
I wouldn't even put it
God.
past her. She sounds like the type of person that would.
I don't. Yeah, probably, man. I don't know, but I wasn't
Whatever,
a fan.
dude.
Anyway, we should wrap this up. We are landing. It's a mystery location this time. What? Tell us in the comments. Where do we land? Okay,
Please
so
subscribe.
Our Oopsie Doopsie
Please,
moment.
please
We
subscribe,
were aiming
please.
for the Bahamas. We may have landed in the ocean. Oopsie
Whoa.
Doopsie.
Oh no, yeah, oopsie doopsie. Guess we'll find out.
yeah. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are. Cruising Altitude is back. You thought we were dead, but we're back. We're never going.
We're back,
We're
baby.
never going.
We're
anywhere.
never really gone. We had a month of us
We're
going
never
out.
really
You know,
gone.
I had a month people. We had to take a break.
Right.
So
We never
Yeah.
really died.
that would have been really cool
Exactly.
if we did it in person. But anyways.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
All right, next time
Thank
it
you.
is.
All right, guys. We'll catch y'all later. This has been fantastic. Damn, I love it when I'm the captain and you guys are just my peasants.
Slaves. You're the Karen.
You're
Yes,
the
Karen.
Karen. Yeah.
Okay.
You became the very thing you swore to destroy.
All right, everyone.
All right,
That's
bye.
it. Bye.
See you next time.